Siddhyam Varade Kamarupini
Kamarupini
Arambham Karishyami Siddhe Bhavatu
Siddham
Me
Bhavatu Me
Sada
Sada Vasudeva.
Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Yes. Can someone recollect what is it? Namaskaram. Can someone recollect what is it that we saw last? So we can form the link and begin. Yes, please. Anybody?
We've Hari Om, we've come to the almost to the end of Arjuna's, for want of a better word, lamenting.
Vishada.
Having
Yeah. Vishada, indeed. Yes, Ashiji, please continue.
sorry, I didn't catch the word. I'm not familiar with the word.
Vishada.
Vishada. Vishada.
Vishada Yoga.
Vishada.
Vishada Yoga.
Arjun was in
That
grief.
chapter is called. Yeah. Yes, please.
He was in terrible grief, and he was thinking. Actually, he was not thinking. He was overthinking, and he started thinking that if I will kill this family members and opponents, which are the family members, so the Shankar Jati and all everything, he started that Varna Shankar Jati will be there, and females will be polluted, and so and so.
Yes.
And then Krishna listens patiently, and then he starts counseling him.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Shashiji, would you like to add something more?
Krishna is starting to answer Arjuna.
Okay, Krishna is now beginning what Vijuji has said. Yes, Shashiji is saying something. Yes, please.
No, that's fine. The two ladies have covered it. That's what I was going to say. So yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yes, Ji. So this is something we see. Arjuna, our hero, is now in a state of depression. He has lost what we can say his will to fight. Even before the war has begun, he has already lost the war. When the battle is lost on the inside, then everything is over. That is why Gita is so important, because it will first teach us to become strong on the inside. All battles are not won only by physical might. Sometimes even willpower is sufficient when it is coupled by the divine grace. So here we must always remember that we cannot lose sight of what our dharma is, no matter what situation is foisted upon us. Nature will play like Arjuna. Arjuna didn't imagine this. This was a game of nature, isn't it? It is what we can say suddenly his own teachers, his own elders, his own what we can say people whom he revered. All his life he would have only aspired, I want to become like them, I want to become better than them, they are the examples. And suddenly all his examples only have come crashing down. And right now he is searching for something. He is now worried about consequences. And in that worry for consequences, he is worried about what results are going to come. And because he is so worried, he loses sight. If you see the symptom, in one particular batch, there were some friends from the medical fraternity, and they said that when we were discussing this first chapter, what would you do? No, he is now in borderline depression. We will have to start taking him Keshit Banado Arjun ki immediately and start the treatment, because if this is not treated right now, this will is all his symptoms. They said like how the throat has become suddenly his throat has become dry, his hand is shivering. These are all examples of panic attacks. He was saying that is the anxiety coming in. And one thing we can understand, we should not judge anybody. That means we should not judge ourselves also. Even strong people can sometimes, why did this person get this, or why did this person, or why did I feel so weak? Why did I feel weak? Because I have still attachments remaining. When they go, maybe I will become freer. But Arjuna right now is in, Krishna has not yet started. Krishna has allowed Arjuna to speak everything. And finally, Arjuna's, we can see, fallen. He falls down to his chariot. He's already accepted a defeat. He sits down. Gandiva bow is slipped from his hand. And there is no meaning for him. There is no mission. There is no purpose. There is no direction right now. This is a very bad state that Arjuna is in. One interesting thing though is at this state also, Krishna, we see the first words of Krishna to a depressed Arjuna. What does he say? He doesn't immediately react. He doesn't react like normally we try to knock sense into our friends or family members, isn't it? When somebody does wrong, immediately this is not right. We imagine we are the chief advisors and we start advising. But here you see first reaction of our Krishna is that a silent, neutral reaction, no aggression from Krishna's side. Even though Arjuna even said that were we greedy for Rajya Bhoga did we enter into this battle? And who is he asking this to? To Krishna himself. I mean, this is like absolute insult. Nobody can take such insults normally. Only Krishna can take all of them because he is already in that state of yoga. He is what we call sthita prajna. We will understand later. He has already reached that status. He just says, this Arjuna, you are worrying about kirti. This will not bring you any kirti. Where has this come? This is a very wrong, like an elder, no? But aisa nahi karna chahiye. Neutral reaction, that's all. He is not trying to say, Arjuna, why are you doing this? Look at it. No reactions at all. And what is he trying to do? He is trying to provoke. Now Arjuna is into a state of sort of depression. In Gita, we can understand the play of gunas. They are very dynamic. Later on, we will be introduced to these gunas in the later chapters. Well, Krishna is trying to make him come out of this, what we can say, recoil. He's trying to put some force. How does he say? He says, Uttishta parantapa. You want to give up something? Give up this weak-heartedness inside of you. Hey parantapa. Uttishta is what Krishna says. Immediately, Arjuna is reacting. Arjuna's reaction is equally strong. What does he say? Arjuna uvacha. Katham bhishmam aham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana ishubhihi pratiyotsyami pujarhavari sudana. Tell me how. You're telling me to fight? How? Tell me how. As with weapons equipped, stand Reverend Bhishma and Drona in my sight. Both these great souls I have always worshipped. Even in dreams, them I cannot fight. He says, in Swapna also I can't engage in any yuddha or battle with these great ones. These are so reverent. How are you telling me to stand up against them? Katham, he says, Bhishmam, how Drona and Bhishma, I can never do that, he says. He goes on further. Now he adds one more strong list of murders. He had told Kulakshaya, Mitra Droha, Swajana Hatya, all those things he had said. Now he tells the biggest papa that can exist in the world. What is that? He says, Guruna Hatva ki Mahanubhavan Shreyo Bhoktum Bhaiksha Mapiha Loke Hatvartha Kamanstu Guru Nihaiva Bhunji Bhogan Rudhira Pradithan. Says, instead of killing the experienced gurus or teachers mighty, even a life spent begging for alms is worthy. If for my desire of wealth they are dead, the worst of dreaded sins will loom over my head. Even now, Arjuna is talking the language of sin. In the last adhyay, he had not gone for any visit to Narakaloka, or he had idea of Pitarloka, nothing. But he is claiming to this will lead to this, Pitars will be disturbed, society will be destroyed, Naraka also will, I will bring Naraka into the world, or I will enter into Naraka. He even talked about eternal damnation, like that of Sisyphus. So here, what does he say? Instead of killing Guru Hatya, he says, instead of doing Guru Hatya, what a great droha this is. I can become a beggar, he says. If I spend a life just begging, it is still better, because if it is for my desire of wealth that my gurus are dead, what a horrible sin will be on my head. Question is, was it for the desire? Was it for the desire of wealth that this battle is being fought, especially by the Pandavas? No, it is not. It is a Dharma Yuddha. But look at it, he is just portraying it differently. He says, see, for desire of wealth, I'm going to engage in Guru Hatya. Again, let me become a beggar, he's saying. Let us continue. He says, न चैतद विद्मः कतरन्नो गरियो यद्वा जयेम यदि वा नो जयेयुः यानेव हत्या यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषांस्ते अवस्थिताः प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः. Says, killing my foes, my Kauravan brothers, I firmly refuse. From these two outcomes, how can one choose? Our defeating them or our being defeated? As both ways, my own life shall be desecrated. He's saying this is a horrible situation. They say, no, frying pan or fire, how can I choose? Or anybody has heard of this catch-22 situation? A situation where whichever choice you take, that choice is going to be bad. You don't have a good choice at all. Something like that. He says, see, this side, my Kauravan brothers are there. And the other side, my own family members, my children, everybody. Which side can I choose? Because whichever side wins, the other side is going to get destroyed, and the other side is also my side. It is going to destroy me only. This battle, I'm not seeing anything. I can't choose any side in this battle. My question is, this is not breaking news, no, to Arjuna, who is battling right now. He could have told us before the battle. But right now, this is what happens. Emotions, no? Many times when situations come, that time you will either see a Kshatriya rising or you will see a coward rising. If coward rises, that person is destroyed. If Kshatriya rises, the Kshatriya can go ahead. But right now, inside of Arjuna, we see coward is coming in. We tell, getting cold feet. That is exactly what's happening to Arjuna. But one question is, the logic that he is giving is not so wrong, no? When he is saying that this side or that side, both sides are going to destroy me. Yes, Gayatri ji is adding something? Yes, please.
If the situation is not that, then his logic is okay. But at that particular moment, that logic is not acceptable actually.
Means there is a Desha Kala Paristhiti also, isn't it? For everything. Every place, there is a situation, there is a context for everything. Perspectives, 100 people will have 100 perspectives, isn't it? A criminal will have a perspective, see, I have to earn money for this reason, but I am not having a job, so I am going to steal.
Adharma is not acceptable anywhere.
Yes. So dharma and adharma will not change, isn't it? What is dharma?
He has to do his Kshatriya dharma.
Yes, isn't it? That is so many times it is required, but what happens? These attachments come in the way. Sometimes parents have to say, as parents, many times you have to shout at children, but then chhod denge. No, how can I shout? Or sometimes that feeling comes in, isn't it? You feel, okay, this will not repeat again. Let us give one more chance.
That is the weakness of the parents.
Yes, that is, yes,
but
ma'am.
the eternal truth is also that if you have sone ki katar hai, so we cannot stab. We will keep it on the waist only. Will not stab it. Even it's of golden.
Yes, absolutely. So this aspect of attachments make us many times confuse what is our dharma, and Arjuna right now is confused. But like we said, one good thing he is doing, that is, he is opening up to Krishna. But can someone tell me why Krishna is not looking very enthusiastic? in answering right now?
Because
Anybody?
he wants to hear everything from Arjuna.
Sorry, yes, ji?
He wants to hear everything of Arjuna. He wants
Okay.
to see his
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, but when Arjuna gave a chance, he kept quiet, isn't it? Krishna had to start speaking, but he did not speak immediately like a really a close friend. He just spoke neutrally because and there is a simple reason for it.
He
I
spoke
think
to let him
the
vent his
simple reason
feelings.
is he's a good listener. He's giving
Yes,
adequate
sir.
time to listen everything, so that
Yeah.
then he can formulate his strategy to counsel appropriately.
Yes, and one more thing about counseling is the counselor cannot begin the therapy unless the consent is got. Arjuna is not asking for direction yet, isn't it? He is only expressing continuously. I'm like this, look at this, look at that. This is a very important principle. This is an important, unless somebody asks. Means even Krishna is following it so strictly that even when his most beloved Arjuna is in trouble, but he is not receptive because his mind and emotions are controlling him right now. So he is saying, Acha, he just neutrally does his duty. Kartavya karma, what they call it, no? Your duty. Just as a duty, he says, no, this is not right. Stand up, oh warrior. But technically, the Gita does not begin yet because Arjuna has not yet realized that he wants to hear from Krishna. And this is very important. We must also listen we must follow. When Krishna can do this to Arjuna at such an important time, who are we that we immediately start taking on the role of guide and philosopher and start advising so many people? Personally, if you want, you keep trying also. If the person does not want to listen, no matter what advice, even if it is golden advice, it will fall on. How many of us have tried telling people what to do a right thing and been unsuccessful just because of one reason, not because the advice is wrong, because the person does not want to hear, not from you. Somebody else says that person may hear the same truth because they have not kept you in that sthana of receptivity. They are not willing to. And Krishna, though he is a friend, though he is an elder, he is also a guide. He is now Sarathi of Arjuna. Yet he is a Sarathi only because he has not yet been given the direction. And that is why the Gita does not begin.
So we
Technically,
can
the
say
Gita begins. Yes, sir.
we can
Yes,
say
sir.
that
Dhananjay ji?
the Krishna has realized that Arjuna's state of mind is not in a receptive mode yet. So
Yes,
maybe
yes.
he is waiting for Arjuna to express
Come to us.
more and
Yes,
calm down, and then I think Krishna maybe will start telling him.
you should understand, isn't it? Arjuna is still taking the high
Exactly.
horse. He is saying that were we greedy? He is talking about some off tangent topics like what is
Correct.
happening in the Pitar Loka, everything. In Das Bodh, which is said to be the great book written by Samartha Ramdas Swami, who is the guru of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, there's a beautiful line, Vicharala vina sange to ati murkha. The one who speaks
Correct.
without being asked, he is the biggest fool. And Krishna is
Absolutely.
a divine being. He will not speak unless asked. And Arjuna is just trying like, yeah, I think many times, I think as parents, many of the parents would have seen children trying to say, I don't want to go to school. Today I have fever. Child is not having fever. No, no, but this is not today. This school. They'll give one more reason. They'll shift to one more reason, to one more reason, until finally they understand they have no other option. Something like that. Arjuna has been shifting different reasons, trying to get what we can say, a reinforcement from Krishna. Krishna is neutral. He is not accepting, he is not rejecting. He is just saying this is not right. If you are looking for kirti, this is not going to give you kirti. That's all he says. And as Krishna is taken and he's told him this, now Arjuna is realizing that this is a horrible situation. I don't really know. I don't know the answer. And now he's coming to a point where he feels I have to ask somebody, and now I'm asking Krishna. That is the next shloka. This is the most important shloka. If this was not asked, this next shloka did not, if it was not there, we would not have heard the Bhagavad Gita at all. What is it? Let us see. Karpanya doshopahatas svabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yasyaha syana nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. I ask to you in the state of confusion, tell me my right course of action. Thus afflicted and infected by fear, I seek your refuge. Show the way, teacher. You see, he is now accepting his situation. He says, I am confused. And look at this. Who is speaking? A Kshatriya is accepting his cowardice. Till now, he was, just masking it with something or the other. Now he is clearly open and he says, I am confused totally. Tell me my right course of action. Thus, afflicted and infected by fear, I seek your refuge. Show the way, teacher. This is the first act of surrender of Arjuna. He is surrendering here to Krishna. But when we read the Gita, we will understand when people say, I surrender, and when they really surrender, these are totally two different things. Many times, the surrender is there, I surrender to the divine. Divine has told me, I want to go eat outside. It's not the divine, isn't it? The surrender is not complete. Somebody's personal desires are still there and they try to. So it's a lifelong process, as Sri Aurobindo says. In Sri Aurobindo's Yoga, Sri Aurobindo talks about surrender as a lifelong process. It grows on, increasing in degrees. But for the divine to work, the sanction must be given by the human. Unless the call is made from the human side, when the Narayana does not make the call, how will Narayana come to help? It is so simple as that. Here he says, I ask to you in the state of confusion, tell me the right course of action. You see, one more beautiful thing is, he always, yat shreya, he is always looking for what is shreya. Arjuna is such a great person, such a good seeker. He wants to understand what is shreyas. Anybody knows this word shreya or what is shreyas?
Kalyankari, like.
Okay, Gayatri ji is saying like Kalyankari, or that which is good, isn't it? That which is going to, which is right, which is righteous. In Sanskrit, there are two words, Shreyas and Preyas. In the Kathopanishad, we see a beautiful samvad between Nachiketas and Yama, where Yama even tries to bribe Nachiketas. He says, don't go after this truth. I will give you a long life. I will give you so long life for the next 10 generations also. You will have so much wealth. You will have wonderful wives, multiple of them. All of this he says to that young boy. But don't go after this high truth. He says, no. Even if I have a very long life, what is going to happen? At the end, you are going to come. You will take everything away. I don't want that. Give me that truth that I am seeking. And then Yama smiles and becomes very happy. And he says, my boy, you have chosen what is Shreyas over what is Preyas. What is desirable and what is good. These are two different things. And this Arjuna is his Viveka is not bad. And he says, Krishna, tell me. I know you know the answer. So you will tell it to me and I ask you. Yat Shreyaha Syana Nishchitam Bruhitan me. He says, since with clarity, give it to me what is right, he says. And then he says, Shishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam. Oh Prapanna, protect me like a student going under the shelter of the Guru and asking, protect me. He asks like that. What does he goes on? Next shloka, one more is there. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyad yat shokam uच्छोषणम् इन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा वसपत्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामापि चाधिपत्यम्. I am unable to see what will drive my numbness away. Overwhelming me, this sorrow is here to stay. No happiness will come from any earthly aristocracy, neither godhood nor an absolute supremacy. Arjuna says, see, the sorrow which is inside of me is so dense. It is so dense and so dark that I don't think anything is there in this world that can drive this away. Krishna, I just don't know. What I have experienced is so horrible that I don't think anything can drive away this sorrow. And it is so overwhelming that it looks like it is going to be a permanent scar in my life and it is going to stay with me forever. No matter what I get, no happiness will come. I don't see any happiness or anything positive that will drive this away, he says. Even if I am a great Raja of the earth, or even I attain godhood, that's the highest state in Sanatana Dharma, or we talk about man reaching to the highest states of divinity to divinize. As Tukaram had said, I went to see God and I became God. I didn't know when I became God as I went seeing and searching. That is the highest state. But he says, even if I become a Deva also, what will happen? He says, where will this sorrow, which is now inside of me, it cannot be extinguished at all. I think many of us do sometimes face really difficult moments and we feel the light and joy of life is suddenly lost and nothing is going to change this equation. And that is the interesting thing about the Bhuloka, isn't it? Some things cannot be undone at all. And there's such great uncertainty. And in that, when we see something that like this, which is not changing and which is not right, like look at this young man, or okay, he's not too young, but Arjuna is now having to fight his own gurus. He says, what is all of this? I cannot tolerate it. I don't know what it is. And that is how he turns to Krishna. He says in the previous shloka, Shishyasteham, Sadhimam Tvam Prapannam, show me the way. And he says, it looks like I am in a great danger. He's like already declared, Krishna, it's not going to be easy for you to drive this sorrow away. I am holding on to it very firmly. Let us see what Krishna does. Sanjaya Uvacha Eva Muktva Rishikesham Gudakeshaha Parantapa Nayotsya iti Govindam Uktva Tushnim Babhuvaha. To Arjuna the mighty, who had even mastered sleep, to he who was unstable and in darkness deep. O king, to him Sri Krishna then spoke. The warrior within Arjuna, he sought to provoke. So what is he doing right now? Krishna is trying to awaken the Kshatriya who is now gone. In this state of depression, Kshatriya is not there. So Krishna speaks. Before we begin, I am just asking, what would you do in place of Krishna? It's like you've bet everything on one person. You've decided this person has given a promise. Yeah, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do this work. You also ask, are you sure you're going to do it? The person says, yes, don't worry, I am going to do that work no matter what. And so because of your past experience or something, okay, this person is reliable and you really trust that person. And right when that action has to be done or when that deed has to be done, you say, no, I don't want to do it anymore. What will your reaction be? My question is this. If you were in Krishna's place, how would you react? Anybody? Just informally, you can just what do you think? Whatever comes to mind. How would you react?
We will give up.
Huh?
We may give up. We may give up.
We will also. Well, means you will say, okay, chalo, let us go together. Krishna
No,
will
but
say to that. Okay. Okay.
it's
So
not
that's
possible to
one.
give this answer.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Gayatri says it looks hopeless.
You get
How do we
angry.
do?
You get,
We'll get
you
angry.
get angry. Yes.
Ah. Yes. If I
Get
was there, I would say,
angry.
Bhim,
Because,
Bhim, give
no,
me your
that is,
gada. I need to give one knock
yeah,
on the head of Arjuna. Let's knock some sense
yes,
into his head, isn't it? But
yes.
let us see how angry Krishna gets, or does he get angry at all? The next shloka is now we will
That's
see,
very
and
Or
officially from
maybe,
here. Yes, sir.
or maybe somebody in place of Krishna would have
Huh?
taken sword in his hand. He would have started doing the battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am going to break my vow now. This boy has broken
Yeah,
his promise.
correct,
So I also have the right to break
Now
my
I
promise.
have to jump into the battle.
correct.
Okay, सब काम मुझको ही करना पड़ता है, like that. Okay, right.
I
Okay, let
would
us
take a
see.
different approach.
Yes, sir. What would it be, sir?
First thing, of course, I'll be terrified that this guy is given back, right?
Yeah.
I would go to his brother, Bhima, who's more aggressive.
Huh.
And probably I'll play all my bet on him.
Yeah. Okay. So Bhima comes in its place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We
Yeah.
will change in such a situation. Arjuna will be out of the picture. Hey, new person now. Who is
Yeah.
going to be
This
reliable?
will be a new Gita then.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, it is. We are very lucky, though. It is Arjuna because Arjuna is going to ask so many questions, and he's going to contradict Krishna. He is going to oppose everything Krishna says. There's going to be a time until Arjuna gets receptive further to higher truths. Till then, Krishna talks about Vyavaharik Satya and then slowly brings Praparamartha or highest knowledge. But we are lucky. If I was there in Arjuna's place, it would be very boring because I would have asked Krishna what to do. He would have said, you have to fight. I said, yes, sir. Okay. That's all. No Bhagavad Gita at all. We are lucky because Arjuna is a good representative of a seeker who is sincere. So he's going to ask many questions. So let us see. Let us see how Krishna reacts. Tam uvacha Rishikeshaha prahasanniva Bharata senayoru bhayor madhye Vishidantam Midam Vachaha. To him, the divine Krishna thus exclaimed. Standing in the middle of the warfield, he proclaimed, in a voice laced with a mild tinge of laughter, between both armies, he spoke in this manner. No anger in Krishna. Instead, there's a small smile, a little smile in his face. And, aha, what is this, Arjuna? And then with a smile, he starts. And why is he doing all of it? He's trying to provoke the Kshatriya inside of him. So you see, he's not reacting with anger at the wrong statements given by Arjuna. Many times we feel, no, this person told something very wrong to me. I have to now speak in that language only. Only then that person must understand. Hey, how much energy will you waste? When the person is not understanding basic, you are already going to spend your own energies also. Until that person, he is now using a very different strategy with a slight smile. He speaks. What does he say? Let us see. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashochan Anvashocastvam Prajnavadansa Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasunshcha Nanashochanti Panditaha. Yes, you weep, the voice of Krishna. You weep for whom tears shouldn't be shed. Yet you speak the language of the enlightened over those who are or who are going to be dead. One mustn't grieve. This the wise have clearly said. They said, you are now giving the bhasha of some pandita who has got a great prajna, awakened prajna. You are speaking, you are talking about different, the lokas also. You are understanding about Trilokya Rajyam also. You are talking about what is happening in the pitas. So one side you are talking like a great intellectual, and the other side you are now crying. Both at the same time. He's just saying this is a great contradiction here, Arjuna. We've heard of this word, isn't it? Pseudo-intellectual. What does that mean? Means the person is not really in that state, pretending to be that. And he says, no, Arjuna, this is pretense. One side you are not, means that is very important actually. People are very good at talking. I am taking in myself if I am talking something. But if I don't live by that principle, if I don't stand by that principle, all this talk is going to be absolute waste if I am not following the principles. So our aim should always be to follow what we speak. Gita talks about Vak Tapa. Later on, again, we will come across some shloka. It is like a tapasya. So what you should stand by what you speak. He reminds him at the start, wow, you are speaking like some great awakened one, and yet you are crying for whom? For those you shouldn't cry also. You cannot, for somebody who is a wrongdoer, who is doing wrong, you cannot have suddenly misplaced emotions, or you can say misplaced compassion. Oh, I feel so bad for that criminal. Can we say that when the criminal has engaged in the worst action of murder or attempt to murder? No, it is not. Justice has to prevail. So he reminds that. Then he goes on. Natve vaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipaha na chaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamataha param. This is interesting. There was never a time when I existed not, neither a time when you nor these kings were not. In the future too, such a time the world won't see, when every single one of us will not be. I'll just repeat it once more. Krishna says, there was never a time when I existed not, neither a time when you nor these kings were not. In the future too, such a time the world won't see, when every single one of us will not be. So what is the meaning of this? Suddenly, out of nowhere, Krishna has put a googly. Yes, anyone? What do you think is the meaning behind this statement of Krishna? Anybody? There was never a time when I was not there, when you were also not there, you were also there, all these rajas were also there. They will also be there afterwards as well. That too inside of a battlefield where people are going to finish each other. There Krishna has said this. What could be the meaning behind this? Or is it a strategy? If you can't convince, confuse. Yes, anybody? What is this?
We're
What is
all
the meaning
here
of
to
this?
learn a lesson.
Okay, but what is he talking about? It there was no time. Means I know I am born in 1990. Before that, I was not existing. Yet he's saying there was never a time when all these you were not there, or when I was not there. What is he implying?
He's
Because
trying
it will,
to talk
the
about
world
life
will go on
cycle.
even whether you are there or no.
Jivan Chakra is
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Vijuji has said about. I think Gayatri ji said about Jivan Chakra, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Vijuji, what are you saying, ma'am?
No, these things will go on whether you are there or no. The world will go on like this.
Okay.
We are
Means
not
he
our
is
bodies.
okay. Sonia ji has said we are not our bodies. If we are not our bodies, what are we then?
Atman.
Okay. Manisha ji has said Atman. Yes, he is introducing this concept of Atman, which is very innate to Sanatan Dharma. It is said that we are all a continuum, like a consciousness, a chain of consciousness is going on. It's very interesting if you see, according to that, maybe we were also in the Mahabharata. We don't know which side we were in. We were whether I was on the Pandavan side or on the Kauravan side. I don't know that today, but the consciousness has not been destroyed, and it is that consciousness which is being carried over births. The concept of janma, punarapi janama, punarapi marana. That cycle is there, the cycle of life and death. Yes, yes, Krishna is talking about this cycle of life and death, which is ongoing. Let us see what he says further. Whether or not Arjuna buys it or understands it, we don't know. We'll have to see whether he accepts it or he doesn't accept it.
No, but at this point, I'm sorry to interrupt here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At this point, with these lines, when Krishna is telling Arjun that everybody was there, irrespective of the time frame, right?
Yes.
Satyug, Kalyug, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we came to a conclusion to Atma and soul and all that because we read about Gita. Many of us know what's
Right.
coming further.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, yes.
But imagine the situation of Arjun,
Yeah.
and we probably at the place of Arjun at this point.
Yes.
When Krishna says this line, I mean,
Yeah.
I would go bonkers. I would go out of this world.
Absolutely.
What is he talking about?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, sir. Yes.
Right?
Like, yeah. And we have to see now, Arjuna is now silent. Whether he's accepting or he is now rejecting, we do not know. We'll have to wait for Arjuna to see. Yes, sir has made a very vital point. Because
Right.
we all have heard in our sanskaras only, we have been told. We don't know exactly what it is. I don't know what I did last birth. One friend of mine claimed to know he got some vision that his mother had cut his hand in the previous birth. I didn't even understand what he was saying, but he said, I got that vision. So when I was in college, it was a very strange thing. But If you see, it is something we all know, so up to a certain, we don't know what is there. And suddenly Krishna is introducing, he's talking all, and he's not just talking about Arjuna, he's talking about every single person there.
Right.
Now, that is the concept is being introduced. Whether it is the right time or whether Arjuna is going to accept it or whether he is going to, become familiar, Krishna has felt it's time I talk about this. So he just tells this first introduction is there. He
Right.
goes on further. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes. He goes on. He says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra nam muhyati. He talks about the dhira, the wise, those who are having a great stability of mind, stability of consciousness, who are steady. He's talking about them. What does he say? He says, just as your soul, when in this body, silently resides, childhood, youth, and old age, it consensually abides. After leaving this body, another one it acquires. The wise grieve not, knowing that the soul never expires. Krishna says this. He says, see, this body, there's an Atman inside, he says, there's a soul inside of you who is like a silent witness. A silent witness at all times. Why is it silent? Because we don't hear only, isn't it? We don't even get a whiff of the soul which is inside of us in our best moments or bad moments. Maybe in some moments we do get, we don't understand from where that energy comes in or where we get some guidance. Sometimes we get an intuition. There is something inside, is what Krishna is saying, which is so silent and secretly there. What happens? It abides by the body's changes. Childhood, youth, and old age. It consensually abides. The body goes through these changes and the soul quietly observes. After leaving this body, because the body is perishable, isn't it? Ultimately. After leaving the body, another one it acquires. And the wise grieve not, knowing that the soul never expires. Somebody, when they see this, they get very disturbed looking. How can this? What is this? I don't accept. But to that same person, when you say matter can neither be created nor can be destroyed, but can be transformed from one form to the other, it immediately sounds, that's sensible. That is like what we learned in our energy transfer, energy, how it cannot be created or destroyed. Well, I'm not trying to just equate energy equal to soul and make a equation. It's not required. But the concept, we can at least try to understand how the energy transforms. Like that, the soul is able to move across bodies after in the first one is left behind. It acquires another one that has been told by Krishna. He goes on further. He says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agama paino nityans tanstitikshasva bharata. Arjuna, your physical body and senses suffer and wear. Heat, cold, joy and misery's effects, they have to bear. Know them to be fleeting sensations of body and mind. They too shall pass, endure, and you shall thus find. How simple he's saying. Krishna says this. This is your physical body and senses. They are going to suffer and they're going to wear because this is a Prakriti, this is a nature. He's not yet introduced the concept of Prakriti. He's just saying this is nature of your physical body. It is going to undergo wear and tear, whether or not you like it. That is a truth. Heat, cold, joy and misery's effects it has to bear. We shiver, no? When we are in the cold, we start sweating when we are in some hot place. It's not something we choose, isn't it? It happens naturally. We respond. So the body also responds like that. It responds to joy and sorrow also. When you are happy, your internal physiological actions are different. When you are very sad, your physiological functionings also will become different. The same person, when the person does a blood test and that person is very blissful and happy over a prolonged period, reports will be different. And the same person, when the person is very disturbed, At that time, the reports will again be different because these have an effect on the body. Krishna is saying, know them to be fleeting sensations of body and mind. Understand this to be a transient thing of the sharira and of the mana, body and mind. They too shall pass. Endure, and you shall thus find. I remember my friend when she had been diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. This was her profile photo. This too shall pass. And she had such a great positive spirit. She had such a great positive spirit that my mother being a pathologist, I knew about her case closely because she had only done the diagnosis with my classmate. It was quite shocking. But my mother said 18 out of 18, 17 did not make it. She was one of the 18 who made it from the same case in that hospital. How is that? Well, everybody was inspired by her attitude of bearing it, endure. What can you do? If you have fever, do you have an option saying, I don't want fever now? If you get a fever, you have to you have to endure. But in the fever, if you start troubling yourself further mentally, what is going to happen? Sometimes you will create more troubles. You'll have such disturbance that fever only will zap you off your energies, of your sattva also. So we must learn ki, this is the sharira, I let me play my role. Like a patient also has a dharma, rugna dharma. Dr. Vaidya is having the dharma of treating. Patient has to do the dharma of, okay, I am now the patient. I will not try to become my own doctor. Let this happen. Let me be a neutral person. Let me understand what is right. My body, let me understand it. Let it go. Let us pass. Let it, what we can say, they too shall pass. Endure, and you will thus find. Then comes Krishna's beautiful shloka. He says, this is very easy. Realization could not have become easier. Krishna in one shloka tells what is realization in the very start of the Gita. If you understand this, it's enough. The Bhagavad Gita's entire sattva is got in this very 17th, in the very 15th shloka of the second adhyaya. He says, Yam hi na व्यथयन्ते ते purusham पुरुषर्षभ samadukha sukham dhiram somrutatvaya kalpate. Who by these sensations are not imbalanced or affected, who in happiness and pain remain poised and unaffected. O Arjuna, only such men with the strongest foundation are deep enough to attain the liberation. The highest liberation can be got, is what Krishna is saying. By whom? By these ones who are not imbalanced, who are not losing their, what we can say, the sthirata in all situations. They are not affected or imbalanced by the sensations. In happiness and pain. Yes, somebody, Dhananjay, you were saying something?
Is Krishna here referring to liberation means moksha?
Yeah, he's talking about it. Somra tatvaya kalpate. This aspect of absolute freedom into what we can say. This is mrityorma amritam gamaya. That tattva of immortal consciousness. What is that consciousness which is not going to ever get lost, which is never going to have any kshaya or reduction? That consciousness can be tasted by this individual who is having such a great control over his senses, over his mind, over his body. Yes, sir. Means what he's saying is not going to get imbalanced or affected. It's not that person is becoming indifferent or cold, but it's talking about not being imbalanced. Somebody says something, you are the biggest fool, and immediately, how dare he say I am a fool? Reaction has started, isn't it? Instead of let it be that person may have a perspective. I may be foolish because I'm not fitting into the particular criteria of what this person identifies. I'm not doing, or maybe whatever it is, that person's view. I shouldn't get disturbed just because somebody has given a particular rating about who I am. I should not get affected by that. That is what is the sthirata. And in happiness and pain, he remains poised and unaffected. This is very interesting. In pain, we can understand, isn't it? We don't want to feel bad. In pain, nobody likes to feel pain. okay, I'm going to be relaxed, or I'm going to try to move myself out of the way, and I can detach myself from the pain. That is understandable. But what is wrong in happiness? Krishna says both happiness and pain. This person is just remaining poised and unaffected by even happiness.
Because because sometimes in happiness one may have forgot his duty or something.
Mhm. Yeah, in the excitement, I think if a birthday party, we
Excitement.
should think of little children and birthday parties. What happens is cake has come, cake has come. The child is having two springs on both legs, jumping with such excitement and uncontrolled happiness at the favorite flavored cake. And one hand hits the cake, and what happens after that? In that
Oh,
excitement, gone,
oh,
gone, because
and
uncontained happiness. I think nice comment has come. I'll just read it. Dr. Chirag ji has written, happiness may tend to force someone to in excitement. Yes, uncontrolled happiness. Many times Olympic athletes, lifelong, they have worked for that particular moment. And then they feel, I am going to win the gold. They start celebrating before they complete the finish. They just cross the finish line. What has happened here? That happiness which he's already visualizing, in that excitement, the person has lost the sense of duty. What has to be done? My action has to be completed. Then I can celebrate 100 times. But that is forgotten. So just as we have to be poised in our difficult moments or in painful moments, even in happiness. And this is very much possible. Sonia ji wants to, yes, please feel free to unmute anytime. Yes, ma'am.
Can I present two different ways of articulating this? One, that the pendulum swings both ways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if in times of difficulty we are not able to maintain balance, we might similarly not be able to maintain balance in the times of happiness. Sorry, I lost the other interpretation.
No
I'll
problem. This
speak
is
again.
itself fine. Yes, see, yes, it's fine, isn't it? Like the example of the pendulum, or when I think in engineering we had something like a sine wave, a sinusoidal wave, and there's alternating current and there's direct current. One is very steady, the other one keeps having crests and troughs. A friend, I keep remembering some of my friends because they have given the best examples for me in Gita. One friend was so scared about happy moments because he said every time I got happy, after that I have got sad. So in happy moments, the person is already afraid because now it is implying that I'm going to get a sad moment coming ahead. Because that is how, when we are fluctuating continuously, we are fluctuating to the outer sensations and outer moments. The last shloka only Krishna says is it matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhara. Means you are going to remain balanced irrespective of what the situation is on the outside. That is what Krishna is saying. And he says it requires a strong foundation, though. It's not easy. That is why Krishna says such people only who are able to be balanced even in good moments and bad moments. These people, these people are strong enough to attain the liberation. Or this Kabir's doha is there, isn't it? दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे न कोई जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे होए. In good times, you are nobody is remembering the divine in good times, only in bad times. When you are remembering in good times, when will you get a bad time? That is what he is saying. You become balanced. Don't get too excited. This is so important. And you can become free. That is what Krishna says. He goes on further. We can look at maybe another two shlokas and we will then continue. Yes, somebody wants to add something. Yes, sir.
हाँ, एक अभी जो श्लोक आपने पढ़ा,
Yes, sir.
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णम. Now, in that shloka, Krishna is referring Arjuna as Bharat.
Yeah.
What is
Yes.
that?
So if you see, Arjuna is different times. Krishna has a very beautiful way of invoking Arjuna with different ways. Initially, he said, Uttishta Parantapa. There he wanted Arjuna to realize. He wanted Arjuna to realize that you are the one who has done such great tapa, and you are the one who is instilling fear in your enemies. Like that, this son of Bharat, or the Bharat is the light of the world. You are the bearer of that light, the light of a higher consciousness. He's trying to remind it. In our study, we are not going to be looking at all the words because Arjuna also is calling Krishna by different ways. Somewhere we see him calling his Varshneya, somewhere we see calling him as Madhusudana. And in Vishnu Sahasranam, it has been told that each name has a significance though.
Yeah.
Dusvapne Smara Govindam and Sankate Madhusudana. Sankate, you remember the divine as Madhusudana. And when you are eating this, remember this name. So here he is asking him to probably raise his consciousness to a higher light, which is no more disturbed by the outer, you can say, stimuli. So we were in the, I think, yes, sir.
Thank you.
We are in the 16th, yes, sir, thank you. We are in the 16th shloka. Yes. Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhave na bhavo vidyate satah ubhayorapi drishtontas tvanayos tattvadarshibhi. Falsehood is that which holds no authority, and truth is omnipresent in every territory. The essence of both have been shown by the wisest of the seers to whom it was known. It is very similar to some Upanishadic verses where yenas tadvicha chakshire iti shushrumad dhiranam in the Isha Upanishad. Thus the wise have told. This is the doctrine of the wise. The wise have thus told, or the ancient ones have thus told. When they are talking about ancient, in the ancient scriptures also they were ancient. These awakened rishis, what they had understood. They are talking about this. What is it they are saying? Nasato vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate saha. Falsehood is that which holds no authority, and truth is omnipresent in every territory. I think we all know this slogan, isn't it? Satyameva Jayate.
Yes.
Truth ultimately triumphs. Can be hidden sometimes, but it cannot be destroyed. There is always victory of the truth ultimately. And that is exactly what is being conveyed here. And this the wise have told. He may be somebody who is walking on a path of falsehood. It may look like that person is very powerful, very influential, is very successful, and the one who is on the truth side, like you see even in the case of Arjuna, no? What is there? Who has the greater strength, Arjuna or Duryodhana, in terms of numbers? The Kaurav side.
Duryodhana, because he is
Yes,
Narayan Sena.
Narayani Sena and so many other kings joined. He has got Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Pitama.
Arjuna
Yes,
has got Krishna in his side.
yeah, he has got it, but I'm saying in the terms of numbers, normally if you see the person walking on the righteous path, walking on the righteous path is mostly outnumbered by the people who are walking on. But that does not mean that the righteous path is a powerless path. Ultimately, ultimately, that is the truth. The wise have thus told in the ancient times. Does Arjuna listen to it or accept, or is that enough for Arjuna? That remains to be seen. We know 18 chapters are there in the Gita. So Arjuna is going to take some time to get convinced. Let us see. We will look at one more shloka and we will stop here. Avinashi tu tad vidhi yena sarvamidam tatam vinasham avyavasyasya na kasyat kartum arhati. This truth of the indestructible self, you must see. From this same self, the visible world came to be, and there is no one on earth who is so capable of destroying that self which is undestroyable. This is a very interesting aspect. He's saying, Arjuna, this essence of truth, you understand it. If you want to understand, it is indestructible, and this indestructible self you must understand. It is from the same self that this entire Bhuloka came into existence. He's talking about some consciousness, some Chetana, which is not destroyable. And there's no one on earth who is so capable of destroying this self because it is an indestructible entity. This entire Srishti is running by that. Krishna is talking about something. He's introduced a concept because Arjuna is now worried about destruction, what is going to happen. Many times we feel, isn't it? What is going to happen to the world? What is going to happen around me? What is going to happen? Don't we get this doubt sometimes? क्या हो रहा है जगत में? If you look at it, when our parents were small, their time also they had that worry. Their grandfathers also had that worry. If you see every age and time, what is happening to the world? See this generation, next generation is going astray. This is the same dialogue which has been passed over as a parampara. And yet the world is going on, isn't it? Something is happening. No matter what we say, it is destroyed, it is hopeless. We had some pandemics which everybody felt this is the end of the world. Yet somehow we found resilience, we were able to stand. And how was it, especially in India? It was so crazy. We have so many sectors which are directly connected with socialism is not possible at all. Yet how did we manage to rebound? It is something, there is something, there is some chetana which is actually making us even today read Bhagavad Gita, which was so many thousands of years old. Were there not attempts made to destroy the very foundation of our Indian culture? Yes, not one, not two, 100,000 attempts. Even today, the 100,000 attempts are being made, but all are failing. Still, no matter where we are, which path of life we are in, what we are doing, we are still turning to the Gita, and the same Gita which was there at a time when libraries were burned, cruel invaders were destroying everything so that this will never reach a next generation. Yet it is reaching because there is this Chaitanya. This is something which Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna. So I think at this point we will stop. Anybody wants to, we stopped at shloka number 17. If yes, one thing now, since the Gita has actually started and we would like to keep some of these principles in our mind as well, it would be nice if we can just, in short, summarize some of the points that we saw from what Krishna has told. If somebody can just share some of your whatever points you feel, we can have like points to remember. Anybody from what we saw today? Yes, please. Anyone?
Basically, when it comes down to it, where Arjuna was getting pulled down, I think he's trying to tell him that don't participate in all this, be an observer, come out of it and look at it. Do not get pulled into these things. Otherwise, you'll get off the mark. You will shift your focus into things that don't matter.
Yes, Shashiji. And he introduced something, no? Some witness which is there inside everybody.
Yes.
What was that he was talking about? Anyone? Gayatri ji is adding? Okay. And then I will come to sir. Yes, please.
We should, in shlok number 11, Krishna says that we should not worry about the things which has not happened already. Like Nanu Shochanti Panditaha, matlab, which I lost my words.
No problem, ji. So as a if you're not you're having, you're at one side you are trying to stand by high ideals, and the other side you are not following it. So the wise do not grieve. They know that the soul does not expire.
Yes.
The
And
wise understand.
Krishna says only the body is destroyed and Atma is going to remain the same. No.
Yes. Kaumara, Yauvanam, Jara. These three
Yeah.
things will take place,
Yeah.
but the
And
body will go
it
through
is
this
not
cycle.
affecting the Atma.
And
it is only affecting our body.
Yes, yes. So the concept of Atman is being introduced. Yes. Anybody would like to add anything more?
And Sukha Dukkha is it's going to be equal.
Sukha Dukkha may not be equal. We have to be equal in Sukha and Dukkha. Sometimes we may get very less Sukha and we may get more Dukkha also. We must learn to keep that.
Yeah, and in the end it is going to be zero because Sukha, once you get to the happiness, and sometimes you will get the sorrow also. For that you should be ready.
Yes. And if we can become happy in both moments or experience
Yes,
bliss of,
yes,
then it will allow us to transcend that, isn't it? The
yeah,
cycle of
yeah, yeah.
happiness and
Yeah, it
pain.
is a cycle. Yeah.
One
We
great
should not do ati of anything, not happiness, not sorrow. As ati
yes,
sarvatra varjayet.
yes, yes, Gayatri, perfectly said. Ati sarvatra varjayet. And even pain, we're not just talking about emotional pain, even physical pain. Understand, endure, this too shall pass. Anybody
Yes.
has heard of Ramana Maharshi,
Yeah.
Swamiji? Yes,
Yes.
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 If you know, he was operated on without anesthesia.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. He said, I do not want to lose my consciousness. The doctor was afraid. How can I do that? He said, I will not bear the pain. And somehow, as if he has a button inside, he can turn off pain with his yogic sadhana. He was able to turn off physical pain. How is it possible? It is possible. What Krishna is saying, each of his shlokas are really very special. If we just go deeper, each shloka can become a point for us. Because of shortage of time, we have to rush to the shlokas. But otherwise, each shloka is worth. So this, even physical pain, we can turn it off. Physical pain also. That is something which we can understand. And somebody who has that foundation to stay poised,
Yeah, but for
no
that you
matter
have to
what.
reach a level.
Yeah,
That level
yes,
you
and
have to
that,
reach.
or if we learn to become quiet, Krishna is saying in both points, both times, if you are able to get that dhira to remain unaffected, then you are worthy of Somritatvaya Kalpate, worthy of reaching the highest realization. Meaning,
Level.
if we are getting adverse situations, let us say, wow, Krishna has given me an opportunity to reach that highest state. Let me remain calm. Who knows, it can become so easy as well. If it becomes
For
as what we
that
can say,
we need for that we need so much of practice.
yeah,
Because
yes,
without practice, it's not, we are talking here wisely like intellectuals, we are talking.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if suppose we are driving a car or something, and somebody suddenly stuck or something, we'll forget all the intellectual talks and we'll start quarreling with that fellow.
yes,
So
yes,
in
yes.
that,
Practice is
this needs
important.
this needs so
We have
much of
to,
practice.
yes. And who is going to be our witness? We will have to be our
We
witness.
only.
We have to, whether or not somebody is watching us, we should start watching. But it is very much fun because once we start, we get the support also. So let us see right now, at least Krishna has introduced these concepts. So with this, actually, we are just seeing, we do not know how Arjuna is, we are in the comforts of our home at this moment. Arjuna is worried about the Yuddha. He is also in depression. And in this depressive state, Krishna is giving this, even what we can call Brahmagyan. Whether Arjuna says, boss, I don't need it, or let's talk about this a little later, we'll have to see what Arjuna says. But right now, Krishna has chosen this point. One thing we will see throughout the Gita is that Krishna keeps shifting gears. Suddenly, he'll introduce a metaphysical truth. And suddenly, while talking about a metaphysical truth, he'll again bring practicality. That is very beautiful. As we go deeper, Arjuna also, we will see change in Arjuna, how much he understands. And when Arjuna changes, Krishna's talk also changes. So let us see. We will, at this moment, we will call it a day. If anybody wants to ask or share something, you are welcome. Or we conclude with a Shanti mantra. Yes, Maji is sharing something. Usha Maji? Yes, please. And I will come to sir. Sir, I can only see your name as PM. So how do I address you?
जी मेरा नाम पंकज
Prime
मिश्रा
Minister.
Pankaj Mishra
Prime
ji. Okay.
Minister.
पंकज मिश्रा from New Jersey.
Pankaj ji. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Namaste, sir. Ji. Okay, Usha Maji first, then Pankaj ji after that. Yes, Maji, were you saying something? If you can unmute, the button is on the left-hand side.
No, nothing,
Yes.
please.
Okay, sorry. All right. I thought you were speaking. Yes, sir. Pankaj ji, you were saying something.
Yeah. I also got to know that Krishna Bhagwan in this, he said there was no time when I was not there, you were not there,
Ah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
entire 19 Akshoni Senas were not there.
yeah,
This
yeah.
was which he's kind of talking universal, that everybody is there all the time.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's a very interesting thing.
And we will have a
But
little
in
bit
different
more about
costume.
this.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Everybody was
absolutely.
there, but in different costumes of body.
Playing different roles.
Yes, yes, yes. Arjuna is going to forget this. We'll have one more part of the Gita where Krishna will tell and he will not understand. He will not even remember what our Krishna has told. That time he will again ask the question, hey, how can I believe this? How can I believe you were there already? This is a little too much. I'm saying Shishyasteham, that means you don't have to say anything and I'll listen. I'm going to question.
He
That is
did.
Arjuna's attitude.
He did
Yes,
it in
Maji?
this
Yeah?
birth itself. In this
Ah.
birth itself, he did it by asking for the Anugita.
Yeah. Again, he repeated also. Yes.
Yes.
All right, Ji. Yeah, fine. Let us conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Once again, our group will remain active throughout the period of our Gita study. Since we have multiple participants who have different experiences, you can actually, in some previous batches, people would share some of their insights or notes or some kind of discussions related to the Gita within the limits of the shlokas that we have covered. That will allow us to identify various perspectives. Um, because I think Usha Maji, I remember she had shared one thing about she was in extreme physical pain and how to, it's connected with today's Adhyay. Because of that, I would like to share it. Maji, if I have your permission?
Sure.
Yes? Okay, yes.
Yes.
So we were discussing about Krishna in one particular shloka. In that light, looking at Krishna as a friend and not like a, means having fear. So she said, can I look at Krishna as a child? And she has a lot of pain regularly for several years. And I think Maji can only tell, no? Why am I telling? Yes, Maji, please. Yes, better get it directly
About
from the Sakshat.
about the time when he was sitting on my lap and my leg was paining very badly. So then
Yeah.
I asked him to shift the legs, to sit on the other leg so that I can relax on one side and the pain was less.
Huh. So this is the experience we can tell the pain is we just talked right now, isn't it? How we can endure, how we can endure. So different people have different experiences. So let us try to share and so we can all grow together. Ultimately, we have to, one of us has to find Krishna, and when we find, we can share with each other. So, all right then. We'll conclude with a Shanti mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah.
Santu Sukhinah,
Sarve santu
Sarve Santu
niramaya.
Niramaya,
Sarve
Sarve
bhadrani
Bhadrani
pashyantu.
Pashyantu, Ma
Ma
Kaschid
kaschit dukkha bhag
Dukkha Bhag
bhavet.
Bhavet.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Krishna Vande
Hari
Jagat
Om.
Guru.
Hari Om.
Punar Milama.
Hari Om.
We will meet you tomorrow again. Namaste. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste. Hari Om. Ji.
Hari Om.